All right, so we sort of have the immovable object and the irresistible force here, right, fellas? You got Jalen Hurts and a running offense that has been the best in the sport. You have San Francisco that has the best defense in the sport. Ninko, you've got tape. How does Hurts attack the Niners?
They're going to have to get on the edge, and it's going to have to be Hurts using that skill set of the run pass. And now I'm going to show you a little cut up here of Bosa on the edge. And this is really, they're going to have to go after the edge. And Bosa here takes a step across, but you see here, he's in conflict. There's a tight end coming back, flashing back for him, and he has to keep his eyes on the ball. He doesn't. He gets sucked inside. They seal the edge, and Dak has a good gain here. So now I'm going to show you another play. Rushing the passer, yeah, that's great. But if you get up the field, especially inside the 20 in the red zone, you open up big lanes. And during the play, he smacked himself in the head here because he knows, there it is. He knows, dang it, I got up the field, takes his helmet off, he's mad. So you are what you put on tape. And Bosa, great player, probably the defensive MVP, a lot of sacks, but you have to stop the run. You have to be aggressive up front. And the 49ers, to win this game, they have to be great up front. They can't just be good. They have to be great, and they have to stop the run.
So this is a step up in class. Well, we were all impressed with Hurts. We were wondering, will the shoulder, will they be ready for it? Demolish the Giants. These aren't the Giants. Are you confident that Hurts can do all the things he's talking about and more?
I'm confident that he can do that because, they have the best roster in football, and that's what you get when you have a cheap quarterback that allows you to go out and get hired guns. When you look out, they have the best offensive line. They should have the advantage on the outside. But the difference is you have game wreckers, when you look at the San Francisco 49ers. And listen, I think that, we understand Nick Bosa is aware of that. He understands he can't get up the field. But I think that Miko Ryan's been around. He played this position at a high level. What he's going to do is he's going to take the thinking out for Nick Bosa. He's going to say on certain gives, you're allowed to crash down. And what you have to do if you're the other side linebacker, you have to be an overhang, slow to play cutback. And you just exchange the responsibilities where Bosa becomes the cutback player and the backside linebacker becomes the contained player. And then you switch it up. We used to do this all the time when we used to go against a Wildcat. And I understand that Ronnie Brown wasn't the threat that Jalen Hurts is to throw the ball.
Right.
But it is a plan out there. It's a bit of an option college type of offense. And you have to make quick decisions. You saw the Baltimore Ravens do it very effective in the Super Bowl against Colin Kaepernick. They'll have a plan for it. They'll be decisive, and Bosa will play a disciplined brand of football.
And so, Dan Graziano, all of this is predicated upon, or at least our conversation is predicated upon Hurts being able to do all the things that he has done all year long. Again, I'm not sure exactly what to take from the performance of last week. What is our sense of just how healthy he is?
Well, he's not. I mean, and he even admits it. He's not healthy. He's playing injured.
Right.
But he was able to do what they needed him to do last week.
Right.
He threw the ball early. They built a lead, and then they ran for 250 yards or whatever it was. So are they going to need to ask more of him this week? Probably, against that 49ers defense. And if so, how does he hold up? I'm not putting anything past this young man or this team. They have answered every single question as it pertains to can he perform, can they perform when he's got this injury. It's another week, right, of getting better. And we're going to see maybe more of this. Nick Sirianni with the...
that shot makes me laugh every time we show. I don't know why.
He was asked about it yesterday in his press conference.
What did he say?
He's like, well, the camera was just right there in my face, and that's how I was feeling at the time.
It's so effective with that Tarantino slowdown effect that we put on it all the time. It's fascinating to me. We sit, and I guess maybe I'm guilty of this because I'm the one sitting in the middle of the conversation. We've talked so much about Jalen Hurts against the San Francisco defense. In the meantime, we have a much less heralded rookie quarterback on the other side, Mr. Irrelevant, who's been terrific, going up against a defense that is like the 85 Bears at rushing the quarterback. They have 75 sacks on the season if you include the playoffs. How about Purdy against that Eagles defense?
Well, the beauty, and Rex used to say it all the time, you can't get a sack on a run play. And if it is an Achilles heel for this Philadelphia Eagles defense, it's their ability to stop the run. Now, we believe that they fixed those issues going out and having Davis back, adding an addition to Ndamukong Suh, Linval Joseph. But we're going to find out because the weakness of this team is that linebacker play. And Kyle Shanahan is the master of being able to isolate your weakness. And isolating your weakness is being able to get these guys have bad eyes with the shifts and motions that he always has and have those linebackers sitting there with their feet still and getting guys up to the second level. This is going to be a school or game of eye discipline and commitment and being able to have football acumen, and I don't know if these young linebackers are ready to do that.
He's still a rookie, is the thing, right? And I know he's been so good, and I know he's been so poised, and I know the coach is an offensive genius and the weapons and all of that. But I keep looking at a Belichick defender and thinking about what you guys always did to rookie quarterbacks. What are they going to do to this one?
They're going to make him be perfect. He's going to have to be perfect. And in these games, it's not so much how many positive plays can you create, it's how many negative plays can you create defensively. So when you're going against a rookie quarterback, you just want to make sure you keep him in the pocket. Don't let him extend plays, because that's the easiest way to let him off the hook, is to run around and find an open guy. And then you really have to focus in on go-to guys. So what is an easy throw for a young quarterback? Well, a flat route is very easy. What's another easy throw? An intermediate route to a tight end who's sitting in front of them. So what you have to do, they have to really zone in on McCaffrey, because that's going to be one of the guys. You know Shanahan wants to get the ball out of the young quarterback's hand quickly. And Kittle. Those are the two guys. If Kittle and McCaffrey have big games, that's trouble. That is definitely a recipe for trouble if you are the Eagles. So you have to zone in, make sure you take care of those two go-to guys, and make a young quarterback throw deeper passes into coverage and make him throw the ball 10-plus yards down the field.
And it feels to me like there's another storyline here, and maybe it's not today's story, but maybe it is. You know, all year long, as Jimmy Garoppolo was playing so well, we were having this conversation, oh, will he be back next year? Will it be Trey Lance or Jimmy Garoppolo? Is the answer going to be Brock Purdy is going to be the quarterback of the 49ers going forward?
I think if you had to, put a bet down right now, that would be the smart way to go. I mean, look, he's answered every question. Again, Trey Lance is still there. Garoppolo is going to, I would think, be gone at this point. Right. No franchise clause and all that kind of stuff. Trey Lance is still there. He's still 22. But Purdy has given them everything they could have asked for. And if he leads them to the Super Bowl, even if he doesn't, he's gotten them this far, he has made a strong case for that job. And I believe there's a strong chance he gets it.
It really, that's going to be the offseason story, but it's going to be fascinating to watch. So here we go. Drum roll, please. What does everybody think? 49ers Eagles for a chance at the Super Bowl. Only Bartholomew riding. I'll tell you what, I flipped up. I have been on the 49ers since the midway point of the season. But the Eagles, watching them last weekend, I know the Giants are a step down from what we're seeing here.
You don't like the dancer, man?
That's fine. I mean, whatever you want. I mean, I'm good.
No, I gotta give you.
I've been called worse.
Nickname.
I just don't think it's. I don't think it's that
that's
great.
not acceptable.
I think you know what it is, Key. I think you could do better.
I can do better.
That's what it is.
What do you want me to call you? You want me to call you Danny Boy?
Yeah.
Danny Boy. That sounds like a good name. What's up, Danny Boy?
More condescending. That's how
Danny Boy?
You can do better. I'll get way more condescending.
Danny Boy's not condescending.
People like
good.
Danny
Boy. I had a name as good, last name like Graciano. It just sounds good.
Danny
Boy is like
Danny Boy. That's why you like
Danny.
Yeah.
You know what Danny Boy is? Danny Boy, and Max can speak to this. Danny Boy is like the white dude in the hood that hangs around all the brothers, and it's Danny Boy. Danny Boy coming to play hoops with us. I know Dan's uncomfortable right now.
I cannot play basketball.
Like white boy. Think about it. White boy Rick, white boy Dan. Come on, man, stop.
I'm a try-hard basketball guy. That's just what I got.
So, but
hustle
you
face.
do pay attention to hustle face.
I'm not.
But you do.
I'm not sneaking up on anybody.
You do pay attention to football.
Yeah,
and,
sometimes. Yeah.
We are entering now the conference championship round.
We are?
Yes, we are. What are you paying most attention to in Niners Eagles?
Niners Eagles. Well, Hurts, I think, is still the focal point because he is playing injured. There's no question about it. They're able to, and they've answered every single question about how they're going to get around that and how they're going to handle it. Like last week, obviously, they looked fantastic. Tougher test. No offense to the Giants fans out there. They had a great year. Tougher test this week, obviously, for Hurts and the Eagles. So, do they have to ask more of him? And if so, does that affect their chances, right? Because they got up. If they can get up early, if they can hit some deep shots early against the Niners defense, which is a little susceptible to that, and then all of a sudden the Eagles can start running the ball, then I think they're in real good shape. So I'd like to see, what Hurts can do, how long he can hold up in this game, and whether he is asked to hold up a little longer than he was last week.
Now, you mentioned, Dan, that if they can get up early, the Eagles have a high-flying attack, right? They score fast, and they get up on teams. Now, on the other side, the other quarterback, we haven't seen Brock Purdy come from behind in double-digit fashion. 2 score, yes. 9, yes. But we haven't seen 10, 12, 13, 14, and so on, him be able to do that. What's your expectations for him if, in fact, the Eagles get out to a 17-3 lead or 14-0 lead or something along those lines?
I think that's the 49ers' nightmare scenario because you have a defense on the other side that's piled up, 70 sacks, right? So if you're in a position in the game where the Eagles know you have to throw, then they have you where they want you. And then if you're Brock Purdy, look, again, another guy who's answered every question so far. And if he can get into that situation and deliver, then it's just one more feather in his cap in terms of he's the starter going forward.